Hi, Deborah. Do you have a moment?
Hey there. Of course, what's up?
My mom just brought over this massive box of tomatoes from her farm. I was thinking, would you guys like some?
Really? My husband and I are big fans of tomatoes. He's actually on a diet right now, and tomatoes are his go-to food. We'd really appreciate that.
Fantastic. You'd be helping me out by taking some off my hands. I'll swing by later with them.
If you're kind enough to share, I'll happily come pick them up.
No worries. I'm headed out later for grocery shopping anyway. I'll drop by in the evening. You'll be home, right?
We'll be around. But honestly, don't go out of your way to deliver them. I remember you brought us all that corn last month. Your generosity truly means a lot. I'll find a way to repay your kindness.
No need to mention it. As I said, you're doing me a favor by taking some veggies off my hands. Otherwise, they'd go to waste. Plus, you've been a huge help since I moved here. Just vegetables aren't enough to repay what you've done for me.
I don't think we did all that much.
You did. Since I moved here, I've struggled to connect with anyone or get along with neighbors. Mentally, it was tough not knowing anyone. I thought I'd never make friends again. But then you and your husband entered my life and made a world of difference.
Well, there are quite a few older folks around here. I understand why you might have felt isolated. Moving to a new city without knowing anyone is a challenge. We were glad to help, even if it wasn't much.
No, you truly rescued me. Especially during that major fight with my husband. Thank you immensely for letting me stay with you until things settled down. I can't express my gratitude enough.
It's not a problem at all. Are things better between you two now? He does seem a bit temperamental.
For now, things are okay. Apologies for involving you in our personal issues.
If you say so, then that's good to hear. You know him better than anyone. Just give us a shout if you need assistance.
I will. Thank you so much.
No worries. By the way, you mentioned you're into yoga, right? Do you think yoga can help with weight loss?
Absolutely. Did your husband mention an interest in trying it? Given he's on a diet.
Yup. He's conscious of his diet, but the weight isn't budging. I'm ensuring he eats healthily, but it seems insufficient.
Metabolism tends to slow with age. Exercise is an excellent way to improve health. Since he's already maintaining good eating habits, combining them with exercise is a great idea.
You're right. He should definitely increase his exercise. Yoga sounds like a good fit. Especially considering the pandemic and avoiding gyms.
I could teach him the basics if he's interested. What do you think?
Seriously? That wouldn't be too much trouble?
Not at all. I'd be thrilled to have a new yoga partner.
Thanks a ton. That would be fantastic. Let's give it a shot.
I'm impressed he's taking the initiative to get in shape. My husband would never consider yoga, no matter the circumstances.
But you guys are still in your 30s, right? You're both quite young, no need to worry about that yet.
I don't know. My husband's belly is expanding. I've tried cooking healthier meals, but he's always unhappy. When I mention a diet, he gets upset.
Until recently, Mike wasn't open to a diet. Then out of the blue, he decided to prioritize his health. I even caught him using some of my skincare products.
That's adorable.
You think so? It's not that I mind him using my stuff, but he leaves the lids open. So, I ended up getting him his own from CVS.
That was really thoughtful.
I just didn't want him using up all of mine. I wonder what sparked this change in him. He's suddenly so invested in his appearance.
Nowadays, many men are becoming more conscious of skincare and health. Perhaps someone at work influenced him?
Could be. Not that I'm complaining. It's like having a new version of him around.
That must be nice. He's already a good-looking guy. You might need to start hitting the weights to fend off all the women when he trims down.
No way. He's nearly 50. I'm not too concerned about women pursuing him. Although, I probably shouldn't tease him. I'm only a few years behind him.
You're still young. Besides, you both look much younger than your age. People might mistake us for being the same age.
Now you're just being overly kind. Oh, look at the time. I've rambled on for quite a while, my apologies.
It's totally fine. It was great talking to you. I'll bring those tomatoes over later.
Thanks once again. Just give me a heads up when you're on your way. Babe. Are you certain everything's all right?
Absolutely. Couldn't be better. I feel like I've turned back the clock by 20 years. I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, but you've lost an unexpectedly large amount of weight so quickly. You haven't been exercising excessively. And you still finish your meals, even the healthy ones. It's not adding up. I'm concerned you might be unwell. Don't you think it's wise to schedule a checkup?
If I were ill, I'd know it for sure. If anything, my energy levels have skyrocketed. No need for a doctor's visit.
So, have you made any significant changes to your routine that could explain this rapid weight loss? You're not taking any questionable supplements, are you?
No, absolutely not. It's likely just the results of consistent diet and exercise finally showing.
I'm not so sure. You've only been doing bedtime yoga and increasing your veggie intake. I mean, I've been following the same routine. And I haven't lost even half the weight you have.
But I'm working every day, unlike you. You should consider that factor.
True, but you're at a desk all day. If anything, I'm more active with household chores.
I just have a warrior mentality. I opt for stairs instead of elevators and push myself physically. You should adopt the same mindset. You could shed some weight, too.
I'm comfortable with my body. I fall within the average range for body fat and weight for my age and height. On the other hand, you look like you've been on an extreme diet.
I just want to be as lean as possible. Meanwhile, you could afford to lose a few more pounds. Take Diane, for example. She's in great shape.
Yes, and she's almost 20 years younger than me.
Nevertheless, I think it's crucial to prioritize health and aim for maximum weight loss. My coworkers have been praising my appearance lately. It's a great feeling. If you're not careful, some young hotshot might sweep me off my feet.
Ugh, this is getting to your head. I'm still concerned about your well-being. Please, just see a doctor for a checkup.
Don't act like I have some ailment just because I'm in great shape now. Isn't this what you wanted? I don't see the issue. I followed a diet and lost weight. That's normal.
Yes, but what's not normal is the amount of weight you've lost so quickly. A few pounds would be fine. You've dropped 20 pounds in just a month. Something's amiss.
You're envious because you can't achieve the same results.
No, I'm genuinely concerned. Like I've said 100 times, I'm worried about you.
All right, fine. If I continue to lose weight, I'll see a doctor. By the way, I'll be home late again tonight. Don't wait for me to have dinner. Go ahead without me.
Again? You've been coming home late quite often lately. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. I'm just going out for drinks with some coworkers tonight. I believe I've earned it for all the hard work I've put in.
Okay, but if you genuinely have something wrong with you, alcohol won't help. I think you should reconsider going out so frequently.
You worry too much.
Of course I do. Nobody loses that much weight just by occasionally doing yoga and eating vegetables.
I'm telling you I'm perfectly fine. Let me do as I please. Once you experience the joy of losing weight, you'll understand how great it feels. I've never felt better.
Deborah. Your husband.
What's up? What about my husband?
Just get to the P Hotel as soon as you can. He's in trouble.
How so? How could he be in trouble?
He's not breathing. He lost consciousness. Get here ASAP.
What? What are you talking about? Just calm down and explain things from the beginning.
Like I said, he's not breathing or moving. He fainted or something. What should I do? He just fell over out of nowhere.
Hang on a sec. You're with him right now. At a hotel?
Yeah.
And he's not breathing?
He grasped at his chest and started moaning.
What are you doing texting me? Call an ambulance.
But what about me? Are they gonna call the cops on me like I had anything to do with this?
I don't care about you. He's in danger, and you need to get him to a hospital now. Stop texting me right now and call an ambulance. When you find out what hospital they're bringing him to, let me know. I'll be waiting in my car.
Deborah. You're being so mean. Why didn't you let me in to the funeral? I wanted to say my final goodbye to Mike.
Oh, Diane. You have some nerve texting me. Don't you feel ashamed at all for what you've done?
I don't care about being ashamed. Mike is dead. That's all I'm concerned about.
Get a grip. You had an affair with my husband. And he died because of it.
No, I didn't. I was just teaching him yoga at that hotel.
I got the results back from the hospital's tests they ran on Mike. It was just like I thought. That stupid lie might have worked at first on the police. But it's not going to work on me.
But it's true.
How stupid do you think I am? My husband's dead and you're to blame.
It's not because of me. It's because he was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. That's what the autopsy showed. He died because he was sick, just like I thought. I know you didn't get him sick, so that's not your fault.
So why didn't you let me into the funeral?
What? Because you had an affair with my husband. He stabbed me in the back after all these years of marriage. You can't understand why I'm mad?
Well, he's gone now, so there's no reason to be mad anymore.
OMG, are you serious? Just because my husband is gone doesn't erase what you've done.
You should be directing your anger at him, not me. Anytime a man has an affair with a woman, it's always her fault. It's not fair. This all happened because of him. Why are you blaming me?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound? This affair didn't happen to you, it happened because of you.
That's the wrong way to think about it. You're making it seem like I'm the one who started all of this. I knew you were old, but I never imagined your thinking would be so old-fashioned. Get with the times. It's not the 50s anymore.
I'm speechless. Not only is everything you're saying absolutely wrong and pathetic, you're blaming a dead man who can't defend himself. You're insane. Yeah, he is to blame for this, but he's not the only one to blame. If he were alive, trust me, I'd be coming down on him even harder than you.
Well then, if you agree it was his fault, why didn't you let me see him one last time? You must have been so distraught you weren't thinking right. I know he would have wanted to see me one last time.
The only sadness I feel is that I lived this long with him, but he betrayed me in the end. To be honest, I don't feel all that sad that he's gone. If he were alive, we'd 100% be getting separated anyway.
That's so heartless. If you really loved him, you'd forgive him for what he did. It was just one time. You must be a sociopath or something.
What's your point in all of this? What are you trying to say? All you're doing is making me more mad than I already am.
I wanted to see him one last time. Based on what you're saying, I definitely loved him more than you did. I can't let things end like this.
I have no idea what's going through your head.
He even told me he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. He was funny and kind. Nothing like my husband. He said he'd divorce you so he could be with me.
Oh yeah? Well, it's a shame he's dead.
It's your fault. Why didn't you realize he was sick?
I told him plenty of times to go to the hospital. But he never wanted to go. Probably because if he did it, it would take time away from your affair. He's such an idiot. I should have known his sudden obsession with how he looked was because he was cheating on me.
He worked so hard for me. Don't call him an idiot.
But him working so hard eventually killed him. So yes, he's a complete idiot. He thought his rapid weight loss was a result of him getting in shape for you.
You're a horrible woman. You clearly didn't love him if you're going to insult him like that now that he's dead.
Whatever. He's gone now. There's no use in continuing to stress over him. Now that the funeral is over, I can restart my life and try to forget all of this. Not to mention, focus on suing you for your affair with him.
You greedy witch. You're getting all of his inheritance and you're still coming after me for money?
It's not about the money. It's about making you face the consequences of what you did.
I don't have any money to take.
That's fine. Your husband said he'd pay.
What? He did? My husband said that?
Unless you have a second husband, which I wouldn't put past you. Yes, he did. He's really mad, by the way. I'd think twice about going home if I were you.
I was just about to walk through the door. I've been so upset about the funeral I didn't even think about my husband.
Well, have fun with that. You're obviously not going to stay with me again when he goes crazy on you. I'd say I'm worried for you, but that would be a lie. I've already planned one funeral, I might need to plan yours too.
It's not funny. Why would you tell him about this if you knew how he'd react?
You think I wouldn't? He has a right to know.
He's probably breathing fire right now. I'm so afraid to go in the house.
I would be too. Good luck with that. You're going to need it.
If Mike was still alive, none of this would be happening. Why did he have to leave me so soon?
If you didn't have an affair with my husband, none of this would be happening. You think you can find happiness at the expense of destroying someone else's life? In fact, you and your husband sound like a perfect match for each other. Two people who have no regard for the well-being of others.
This isn't a joke. I have no idea what he's going to do to me. You've got to come over and say this was all a misunderstanding. Please.
I actually felt bad for your home life. And was close to reaching out to you to say you can stay with us until you figure things out with him. Now I couldn't possibly care less about what happens to you. You have no one else to blame but yourself. My lawyer should get in touch with you in the next few days in regards to getting the payment from your affair.
Deborah, please. I never intended on stealing your husband. He's the one that approached me in the first place.
I thought you said you loved him. Which is it? Do you love him more than me, or you never wanted this to happen? Both can't be true.
Well, I really did love him, but
when my husband collapsed, you should have called for an ambulance immediately. If you did that, he may still be here. But instead you texted me to try and cover up what you were doing. You were afraid of what the police would think. The only person you love is yourself. You just got caught up in the thrill of having an affair. And convinced yourself that you loved him.
that's not true at all. I really did love him.
Great. Why don't you say that word for word to your husband and see what he thinks?
Are you insane? I'd never do that.
You were planning on leaving him for my husband, right? You'd have to have that conversation sooner. Or later if you were planning on divorcing him.
Yeah, but I was just gonna leave it up to Mike to tell you. And my husband, we were running off with each other.
You're really not taking responsibility for any of this. Well, now that Mike is gone and you'll be on your own soon. There isn't going to be anyone else to rely on or blame but yourself. Don't for a second think I'll move an inch to help you.
Please. Don't leave me stranded on my own. You're the only person I have left to rely on. My parents told me never to come back home after I got married. I don't have anyone else.
Sounds like they made the right choice. You're all over the place. You said you planned on running off with my husband. And now you're begging for my help? You know what, I actually do need to thank you for something.
What? Thank me for what?
Well, my husband started his diet because you were having an affair. Which is why he didn't think he was actually sick. He died because of you. You set his karma in motion for him. Thanks. Life got pretty hectic for me after that. I sold my house and made the move to an apartment in the city. Surprisingly, Diane and her husband managed to stick together despite everything that went down. He's compensating me for the affair Diane had. It seems like her husband keeps a close eye on her. Almost like she's a prison inmate these days. Not just that, but I've heard from folks in my old neighborhood that she's showing signs of physical abuse. I absolutely do not support violence, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, not even her. Despite my strong dislike for her, I can't stand to see anyone suffer from domestic violence. But I've made a firm promise to myself not to get entangled with her again. My hope is that someone extends a helping hand, or she finds a way to break free from that life. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that the people in her neighborhood are in any hurry to assist her. Diane and her husband not getting divorced seems like her own form of punishment for what she did. As for me, I was deeply shaken for quite some time after my husband passed away. And I discovered his affair. Gradually, those feelings of sadness have started to fade away. If he hadn't had that affair, I might have pushed him harder to see a doctor, and he might still be here today. I suppose everything happens for a reason. I have no regrets. During moments like this, it's normal to feel down and sorrowful about what transpired. However, dwelling in sadness doesn't benefit anyone. Instead, I'm channeling my energy into my new life, which involves taking good care of myself and closely monitoring my health. I don't foresee myself taking up yoga anytime soon, but I'm committed to looking after both my mental and physical well-being.